Good morning. Welcome back to the Living Well podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Martone. I'm recording right now from Gate 8A in San Francisco International Airport, about to board my flight to Delhi, India. Perhaps it's a bit loud here in the airport, but I hope that it adds more to the charm and the authenticity of this recording than being a distraction. And I'm so excited. Maybe a little bit nervous, but mostly excited. I stayed with a friend last night near the airport, and she helped to see me off this morning. She saw when I was packing up, my hands were a little shaky. I think that the tea she made me was a little too strong, so that's part of it. Part of it is also being super excited for this trip and to be in India. And part of it, yeah, is maybe a little bit nerves. I mean, it's a long way to go, and I'm traveling on my own. It's many days of traveling to get to the final destination in southern India at the Ayurvedic Center. I think it's healthy for us to do things that get us outside of our box and outside of our comfort zone and teach us, you're stronger than you think you are. You're more resilient, and you're not quite as fragile as sometimes we start to think we are, like we're just going to melt or fall apart if we don't have all our creature comforts, and that's really not the case. For me, this trip is not just a regular vacation trip, but it's more of a pilgrimage, which is the title for today's episode, The Power of Pilgrimage. There's a few different aspects of this trip that I find incredibly uplifting and powerful. One is the educational aspect of being there. For me, connecting with the roots of the yoga practice and really the birthplace of this practice is a way of paying homage and respect to the country and the people and the teachers who have dedicated their life to preserving these teachings and practices and passing them on in the purest way possible. Of course, being there, you learn more about the culture, which I think sheds some light also on the practice. There where I stay is a yoga ashram up in the north in the Himalayas, and so you're just surrounded all day by the power of this practice, and I get the opportunity to see the holy sites of India, the birthplace of the Ganga River, which is a holy river in India. Many of the temples to the gods, where some of the postures we practice in yoga get their names. In the ashram, there's lectures twice a day. The first one is on Yoga Vasishta, which is a sacred text, and the one in the evening is on the Bhagavad Gita, which perhaps some of you have heard of. So you're surrounded and absorbing these teachings all day long. So you get to learn an incredible amount from really qualified, experienced, embodied teachers. There's also the spiritual aspect of traveling to India and being immersed in these practices and rituals, fire ceremonies, big groups of people all chanting together. For me, I find so much joy being there and feel really uplifted and held to be in a community of people that are striving for similar ideal and similar virtues. If you know, the path of yoga has 8 different parts. Only one of them is asana, the postures that we typically practice in a group yoga class. The first 2 of these 8 parts are called the yamas and the niyamas, which can be thought of as observances, ways of treating yourself, ways of treating the people around you. Those are ahimsa, which is non-harming or non-violence. And this doesn't just mean physical violence, but also in your thoughts, not thinking harmful thoughts, in your speech, not speaking words with the intent of harming people, and then, of course, your actions. The second one is satya, truthfulness. The third, asteya, non-stealing. Brahmacharya, which is translated nowadays as proper or right use of your energy. Aparigraha, which is non-greed or non-hoarding. Definitely one we can all do a little bit better at, not collecting so many material things in our homes. So these are the yamas. The next are the niyamas, and those are ways you treat yourself. The first is saucha, or cleanliness, keeping your body clean, keeping your home clean, keeping your thoughts and your mind clean, getting your head right. The second is santosha, or contentment. Third is tapas, discipline. Fourth, svadhyaya, which you can think of self-study or study of the text or study of the practice. And the last, Ishvara Pranidhana, which is a bit of surrender and letting go. So it's nice to be in a yoga ashram, in a community of people who are all striving for these 10 virtues. Of course, we all tend to have a little struggle with one or the other, but still you're in a group of people who are striving for these ideals, which helps me feel so much support in my practice and inspiration and motivation. It's nice to be in community, but it's also nice to have time in solitude, which is an important part of the trip for me, to take time to just be with myself. There's many people who go there and take a vow of mauna, which means it's a vow of silence. So the whole time they're there, completely silent. And so some people ask, well, can you write some notes or have a whiteboard and communicate that way? The idea is really to not be communicating verbally or with your eyes or with your notes, but a complete vow of silence, just to help turn your attention inward and really help you reflect. So the time in solitude is a wonderful thing, and I hope that it's something that all of you get to do. Not that you have to travel far distances. Your place of pilgrimage might be a center near you. It might be a room in your home. It might be out in nature. There might be a spot where you really feel you commune with nature and connect very deeply. It's so powerful. So I will let you go because I hear them calling from my group. We're about to board, and I will check in with you once I get to India. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, you can email me. Have a great day. Bye.